Sound Waste Watchers education series covering the topic of composting. This simple process can help reduce the amount of our household waste with astonishing impacts on both our local soil and, believe it or not, global warming. So join us now as we talk dirt about the very basics of household composting. The Owen Sound Waste Watchers website is an information resource with ideas about how you can reduce your carbon footprint and the amount of waste your household contributes to our local system. Just check out the Take Action area on the website. Here you will find tips for each of the 7 things you can do, but in this presentation we are going to focus on number 4. We can start composting. Did you know that up to 30% of household garbage collected is discarded foodstuff? If you've been the one walking bags to the curb, you know that's true by both the weight and the smell of your bags on garbage day. By composting, we can improve the quality of the soil in our yard, reduce the amount of garbage going into landfill, and we can save money on garbage bag tags. But there are even more benefits that composting brings to our planet. When food items decompose in landfill, they do so in an environment that is anaerobic, meaning without oxygen. This creates methane gas, which is 26 times more potent than carbon dioxide and a major contributor to global warming. Household composting is an aerobic process, meaning with oxygen. When items decompose this way, carbon dioxide is created, part of the natural carbon cycle, and much less harmful to the atmosphere. The microbes in decomposing food are just what's needed to regenerate soil. Soil can be depleted of these important nutrients as a result of warmer temperatures, the introduction of chemicals like store-bought fertilizers, as well as pollution in our air and water. The introduction of compost into the soil will help return it to a more natural state, increase its growing power, and its water retention properties, all great reasons for us to become soil farmers. If you don't have a yard, you can still compost by having a small unit on your balcony. You can create an indoor worm farm. These little wigglers just love to chow down on your leftover vegetable and fruit bits. How about trying the Japanese method of food scrap fermentation called bokashi? It allows you to compost all food waste, and your composting friends will be happy to take the completed mixture off your hands. Speaking of composting friends, collect your vegetable and fruit scraps and give them to your friends to add to their bins. You can find a local community garden that is currently composting. Often they are looking for a variety of food scraps to include with the plant waste and other brown material they have on hand. At the end of this presentation, we have included links to online resources for apartment dwellers. If you have a yard and would like to start composting, it's easy to get started. First of all, you need a composting unit. The City of Owen Sound has traditional single-unit black composters and smaller kitchen collection units for sale. You can find details about the items and costs online, or you can call the Public Works Department. If you prefer, you can source your own. We've included links to 12 types of outdoor composters from the very simple to more elaborate multi-bin units. If you're interested in more plans or would like to organize a composter building party, send us an email. We always love a good party. Here are some of the types of units you can create or purchase. We especially love the simplicity of the garbage pail version seen here. It has holes drilled into the side and top to let the air in. That has certainly got to be the easiest one to create. Once you have your unit, the next step is to pick the right spot. Find a sunny spot so your unit will be warmed by the sun as part of the composting process. Next, it's ideal if there's a source of water nearby. Occasionally, you will need to add some moisture, and an outdoor tap or hose close at hand will make this easier for you. Place your supplies nearby, including your garden fork and the brown material you will add to your compost mix. And having your location close at hand will make regular visits to your composter easier. Here's a picture of a good composting spot. This is a 2-bin unit placed next to the house on a south-facing lawn that gets plenty of sunshine throughout the day. It's positioned beside an outdoor tap. You will see another smaller unit on the far side of the water hose that contains dried leaves and older soil for layering. Next, start collecting your scraps in a small container in your kitchen. You can purchase one from the city or just use a plastic container with a lid like an old ice cream container that will hold a few days' supply. When your indoor container is full, take it outside to the composting bin, dump it in, and cover it with twice as much brown material. The green to brown material ratio is usually 1 part green to 2 parts brown. Here's a list of the items you can put in your backyard composter. Green material includes your kitchen vegetable and fruit scraps, coffee grounds and tea leaves, cooked food but no dairy or meat products, fresh grass clippings, leaves, and plants. The brown material includes bread and other grain scraps, eggshells and nuts, shredded newspaper and other non-coated paper products, and dried leaves. You can also include some older soil and wood pieces like twigs in small portions. Don't compost these items. No meats, poultry, fish products, or bones. No dairy products. Animal feces and kitty litter are not recommended. No coated paper products. And don't put too many weeds into your composter. Unless it gets super hot, the weed seeds will survive and resurface when your compost is added to your garden or lawn later on. The great thing about composting is the answers to problems are quite simple. For example, is your composter very smelly? Just add more brown material. Is your material taking too long to break down? Add more green material and water it. Also, if you come across a worm on your travels, toss it into the composter to speed up the work. Is your composter attracting pests? Just make sure you are not trying to compost dairy or meat products. These items will attract the wrong kind of guests. Then just add more brown material or soil on the top. That should do the trick. Here's a photo of that unit we featured earlier in the bright sunshine. You can see the green layer being added in the corner, covered with twice as much brown stuff, and then a little water on the top. Simple steps, and then it's time to close the top and let it cook. It usually takes between 60 and 90 days for the ingredients to turn into rich compost material. During this time, occasionally visit the composter to stir it with a garden fork or shovel and make sure it's slightly damp. A multi-chamber unit will make it easy to cook one pile while building the next one, but if you don't have that, don't let it stop you. The simple composters sold by the City of Owen Sound have a door at the bottom to remove compost while piling new material on the top, and it works equally well. After 60 to 90 days, it's time to harvest your compost and put it to work in your yard. You will notice that most of the compost is a rich brown clumpy sort of dirt, but there may still be items that have not completely broken down. Just toss them back in for a little more cooking. On the left, we can see the compost being removed from the unit. A sifter has been made from an old milk carton container with a little extra wire mesh added to the bottom. Placing the compost into the container and raking it by hand allows the fine compost to fall into the plastic bin below. Notice in the photo on the right that the finished compost is moist enough to clump together. This is pure compost gold. You will also see a few items that haven't broken down yet. Just toss them back into the composter for a bit more time. So in closing, the benefits of composting are that you will significantly reduce the amount of your household waste going into landfill, and that's good for our planet. You'll enjoy knowing that what you are doing is actually helping to regenerate the soil and reduce greenhouse gases. Plus, we bet you'll be pretty proud of yourself in the process. We especially like this quote a local composter provided that speaks to the magical part of the process, creating something new from existing material that would have been part of our local garbage system. So if you want to take action to reduce your household waste, we encourage you to find a way to start composting. If you have any questions, please email us. If we don't have the answers, we promise to get them for you. Please visit our website for more information about composting and other simple things you can do to reduce your waste and help our planet. Owen Sound Waste Watchers, we are committed to waste reduction. We believe we can all make a difference, one person and one action at a time.